The manhwa starts with a boy standing in a place with injuries and then remembers a woman in a coffee shop. Then a army starts attacking at the boy with missiles, but the boy have some special powers that he uses to destroy the ground. In the next scene, Earth from the space is shown, then he describes himself as the plants, one day fish, and another day as bird flying in the sky, and sometime as dinosaur. He says that he lived and died 1,000 times as different beings but always remembered his past lives. Suddenly a bullet shot came and hit him, then he says, the only being he is hostile to is humans. He says that every time he reached the end of his life, he is consumed by a stronger being, and that is the natural way of how things works, and he is fine with that, but humans on the other hand take life of other beings for their enjoyment. In thousands of his lives, he is killed by humans, and even though death is nothing for him, he still feel hatred for them. Again death approaches, and every time he approaches his death, he have a question, which being he will be reborn to. Why do I have this ability of reborn, and when will it end? Please, I don't want to be reborn again. Then he feel the pain of birth and his body being crushed. He is sure that this time he will be born as a mammal. This pain gets him excited for his life, and more the pain, the higher the food chain being, he is reborn to. He thinks how much time has passed, and opens his eyes and sees a woman holding her. He was reborn as a human. Li Jia-in, the sound of calling me for the first time and the life of humans are very complicated. He says that all of them are alive but still draw distinction between countries and races. They name everything. In the next scene a doctor appears saying, Jia-in don't have any problems, ma'am. Jia-in mother replies, but why can't he talk? Doctor says he's still 6 and it's just too early for him. In reply she say, the main problem is that he don't respond to anything and didn't even cry at birth. Doctor replies, there is no physical problem with him, but it might be psychological. She shouted that psychiatrists are for psychos and my child is not crazy. Jia-in then tells her mother name is Yungshul, she is stupid and ignorant, she lost her family in war and his husband in another war not much later. To her world is too harsh and cruel, however she had a block of blood to care for. To fill our needs, she put me on her back and sell vegetables at the local market. Even without any response to get Yungshul tell Jia-in constantly, I love you. I don't understand what is she saying, but it feels warm. In the next scene some people is trying to kill another person, but Jia-in appears on top of a tree, glaring at them. The Jia-in jumps on the ground using frog ability to jump, all the persons get shocked. Then Jia-in run towards them with using cheetah ability and punched a person using Argentinosaurus. I am sure now that I can use the ability of every being I lived as. It was clear to me that this is the end of my long journey and this life is my last. Finally I can die. A person punched Jia-in and it hurts cause he don't manifest anything. He is like normal person. However, next time when the person tried to hit him, he manifest a turtle and the person hand breaks. Then Jia-in grabbed the person by neck using chimpanzee ability, but someone shoot a bullet at him, he falls on the ground and wait for his death, but automatically sea cucumber ability is used, due to his survival instincts, and he heals. Jia-in hears her mother shouting his name, but he fly away and eats a bird, thinking that he can survive on his own. After 4 days later, Jia-in is lying on the ground, cause his stomach is burning. He think that humans are omnivores and can eat a bird, but he was wrong. Even after millions of lives, I've never felt his feeling of death. It's okay, I don't have any regrets. If this really is the end. Suddenly Yungshul appears from the forest and shouts Jia-in and grab him in her arms. For the first time Jia-in says I love you to Yungshul for stopping her from crying. He consider her as his mother. In the interrogation room, a person says that the detective on is killed by a boy and he killed the boy, but the cop don't believe him. Then the person turns around and asks the person whose neck is grabbed by the boy, but he denies it. The cops put him into jail, but he shouts, the monster did it. The cop with neck injure says monster. In the next scene, Jia-in get bullied in school, so her mother goes to school and scold the children bullying him, After that they visit the garden, where yellow flower blooms. Jahan asks her mother, "Why fight?" She replies, "So I can protect you." Then they both leave, but the person with neck injury appears at back and says, "Found you, monster."